You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith.
Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Friday, December 28th, 2018. It is also the Feast of the Holy Innocents, and of course, we are still celebrating Christmas. Today on the Catholic Sprouts podcast, we are going to talk about today's feast day, the Feast of the Holy Innocents. It is a confusing feast day that a lot of people oftentimes get wrong, so let's talk about it. So the Feast of the Holy Innocents celebrates the death of many, many baby boys. Now, let's go back and let's remember what happened when Jesus was born. So at this time, there was a king named Herod who ruled all of Judea, which is basically the area where the Israelites lived. He was Jewish, but he was not a very good man. In fact, he was consumed with power. And the idea that someone, even a baby foretold in Scripture, could come and take his power away from him made him do evil and horrible things. So at this time, of course, we're told that a star shone above the stable where Jesus was born. And 3 wise men were journeying to see Jesus, to pay homage, because they had followed the star and they truly believed the Scripture foretold that the King of the world was born there. But of course, it was a long journey, and they stopped in and saw Herod before they got there. Herod questioned them, and he was not pleased to learn where they were going or who they were going to see. However, Herod sent the kings ahead, telling them that, go find this king so that I might pay homage, when really he intended to follow and to kill this king that he thought would be born. So the kings went. Of course, the kings were warned they did not return by way of Herod, and Herod therefore had no way of really knowing who this baby born to be a king foretold through Scripture was. He knew, however, that the baby was born in the city of Bethlehem, because the prophets had foretold that. So Herod decided, since he couldn't find the exact boy that was foretold, he decided to kill all baby boys in Bethlehem at this time. Now, of course, we don't know the names of these baby boys, but we do know that this is a horrible thing, and that although Jesus was protected, Joseph was warned in a dream, and of course they fled to Egypt. Although Jesus was protected, and we're so thankful for that, many innocent baby boys lost their lives. So today we celebrate the Feast of the Holy Innocents. This feast day is a reminder that there are many forces in this world opposing Jesus Christ, that the devil does not want people to know about him or believe in him. And those forces are not new. Those forces working against Jesus Christ have been there since the moment he was born. And also, it is a reminder that humans' quest for power, glory, and money will always come into conflict with who Jesus is. Jesus was born poor. He was born a helpless infant in a barn. And yet, the king of all Judea feared him enough to kill an entire generation of boys. Power and money can seduce us. They can force us to do horrible and evil things. And Jesus, of course, through his birth, showed us that those things really don't have any value. And so, Sprouts, my challenge for you today is simple. I know that this is a little bit of a dark and scary feast day, but it is a good reminder that Jesus came into the world despite all of these evil forces, despite all of these people who from the very beginning tried to kill him. He still came. He came into a cold and unwelcoming world, and he still came. He came for us. And that, my friends, is reason to celebrate. So I simply want to challenge you to remember that we are still in the Christmas season and we are still called to celebrate. So make sure that you are celebrating in whatever way that you can. Have a little bit of dessert after each meal, keep singing those carols, and keep praising God from the absolute depths of your heart that He gave us the greatest gift of all, His Son, on Christmas.
That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God intended you to be. Just one more thing, Sprouts. If you would like to continue to learn about your amazing Catholic faith at home or in school, I encourage you to download and use a set of free Catholic coloring pages. There's one for each letter of the alphabet, and you'll find them at DoSmallThingsWithLove /coloring.